Hello, everyone. We want to thank you all for attending our event, the first ever Neurodiversity Awareness Day at Columbia University. And this event is a mini conference on neurodiversity featuring a roster of distinguished speakers, many of whom have their own lived experience with neurodivergent conditions, including autism, ADHD, communication disabilities, and intersectionality within the neurodiversity community. This event aims to provide a platform for discussion and education on the neurodiversity paradigm, bringing together a diverse group of individuals to share their perspectives and insight on the significance of neurodiversity. The goals of this event are threefold. Firstly, we aim to raise awareness and understanding of the neurodiversity paradigm, promoting a more inclusive and accepting community that values the diversity of human brains. Secondly, we aim to provide a forum for the discussion of best practices and accommodations for neurodivergent individuals in the workplace, education, and research, with a focus on improving the quality of life for individuals with neurodivergent conditions. Finally, we aim to foster a sense of community and support among neurodivergent individuals and their allies, providing an opportunity for attendees to connect with others who share similar experiences and perspectives. Leading off the lineup for our event is Dr. Heather Brown, an accomplished autistic associate professor at the University of Alberta, who conducts research on autism within an educational psychology context from a neurodiversity affirming perspective. Her presentation will provide an overview of the neurodiversity paradigm. Our second speaker is Dr. Liz Pellicano, a professor of psychology at University College London and a renowned researcher and advocate for the rights of neurodivergent individuals, particularly those on the autism spectrum. Dr. Pellicano's discussion will focus on ethical considerations in researching neurodevelopmental conditions, drawing from her extensive research in the field. The next speaker is Alex Pearson, an industrial organizational psychologist practitioner who is both autistic and has ADHD. Ms. Pearson is a vocal champion of accommodations for neurodivergent individuals in the workplace and education, and will provide valuable insights on this topic. After a lunch break, we are pleased to host Patrick Dwyer, an autistic PhD student at UC Davis. Mr. Dwyer will address issues related to neurodiversity and autistic advocacy, drawing from his published research in the field. Next, Emily Combs will present, who is an autistic counseling psychology master's student from Canada at the University of Calgary. Ms. Combs will explore intersectionality within neurodiversity, with a particular focus on the LGBTQ+ population and gender diversity, drawing from her lived experience and research interests. Finally, we'll hear from Hari Srinivasan, a minimally speaking autistic and ADHD PhD student at Vanderbilt. Hari's presentation will address intersectionality and neurodiversity, specifically focusing on autism and ADHD co-occurringness, communication disorder co-occurringness, and race ethnicity intersectionality. And we welcome everyone joining us on Zoom. We will have turned off the chat feature to maximize attention to our presenters, but you're welcome to pose questions using the Q&A feature for any of our presenters. Closed captioning is also available. And if we experience any technical glitches, we appreciate your patience with us. Next, we will give a brief overview of the sponsors. Thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. Our first sponsor is the Columbia University School of General Studies, known as GS. Thank you for your commitment to providing diversity and inclusion on campus for non-traditional students. We are also thrilled to have Teachers College Columbia University's Department of Health and Behavior Studies and Intellectual Disability Autism Program as our second sponsor. Thank you to Dr. Jerome and Dr. Zajic for their invaluable assistance in organizing this event and for their continued support of neurodivergent individuals. Another big thank you to the Columbia University Life for awarding us the Social Justice Mini Grant this year. With your support, we were able to amplify our message of acceptance and inclusivity for all individuals, regardless of their neurodivergent status. And our fourth sponsor is the Autism and Neurodivergency Advocacy Association, a nonprofit organization dedicated to advocating for the rights of neurodivergent individuals. We are proud to have their support in our efforts to raise awareness and promote acceptance of neurodiversity. Our fifth collaborator we'd like to thank is the Office of Disability Services at Columbia Health. They assisted us with accommodations for this event and finding a space. Next, we would like to introduce and thank the Planning Committee. First, we have myself, Juliet Goodconnect. Juliet Goodconnect is an autistic and ADHD grad student at Teachers College, Columbia University, pursuing a Master's of Science in Applied Statistics. And I'll be starting a PhD in Intellectual Disability and Autism starting this fall under Dr. Matt Zajic. My research interests focus on the experiences of autistic students in educational contexts, language use and perception surrounding autism, and research that takes into account co-occurring conditions in autism. I'm also the CEO of my own nonprofit, Autism and Neurodivergency Advocacy Association, one of our sponsors, aimed at mentoring, educating, and empowering neurodivergent individuals and allies. I also serve on the Student and Trainee Committee for the International Society for Autism Research, INSAR, and I'm also an incoming graduate student representative for the Neurodiversity and Autism Research and Education Committee, NARAC, for the Special and Inclusive Education Research SIG within the American Educational Research Association, or AERA. I'm dedicated to using my knowledge and skills to improve the lives of autistic adults and advocating for their rights and well-being. Second is my dear friend, Ara Bakatar. Ara is an autistic undergraduate student at Columbia University School of General Studies, or GS, pursuing a degree in biophysics. She serves as the co-founder and co-president of Neurodivergent at Columbia University and is deeply dedicated to raising awareness and promoting acceptance of neurodevelopmental disabilities. Additionally, she is committed to providing support to neurodivergent individuals at Columbia and beyond. Throughout her studies, Ara has been actively involved in research projects and was awarded the Summer Undergraduate Research Fellowship, SURF, for her work on investigating the impact of periodontal diseases on the development of neurocognitive disorders. Currently, she works as a research assistant at the Department of Mechanical and Biomedical Engineering at Columbia, where she is exploring the micromechanical properties of human uterine layers related to implantation disorders. Next, I'd like to thank Macy McClure. Macy is a neurodivergent undergraduate student studying neuroscience and behavior at Columbia College. She's on the executive board for Neurodivergent at Columbia Club and enjoys creating a conductive social environment for neurodivergent students, as well as discussing neurodivergent advocacy. She also works as a research assistant in the Living Lab with the psychology department, studying motion processing and developing new performance measures that can more precisely describe differences in processing abilities between various groups. Macy has a range of interests in applied research, from autism to animal conservation, and is excited to explore this work after graduation. Finally, I'd like to thank Dr. Matt Zajic for all his support and help. And I also want to mention that it's his birthday. So, Dr. Matt Zajic is an assistant professor in the ID Autism program at Teachers College. He's the advisor of the club Neurodivergent at Columbia and has generously helped plan the event with us. His research interests surround understanding and supporting the writing development of autistic individuals, with specific attention to theory, measurement, assessment, and instruction. He is also a committee officer for the Neurodiversity and Autism Research and Education Committee, or NAREC, for the Special and Inclusive Education Research SIG within the American Educational Research Association, or AERA. So overall, we have a wide range of speakers today and a wide range of topics surrounding neurodiversity awareness. And our main goal is to create a more inclusive and accepting community at Columbia University and beyond that recognizes the value and diversity of all human brains. So we'll just wait a few minutes and then we'll introduce Dr. Heather Brown for the first talk of the day.